Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody. Welcome. I so appreciate every single person that has chosen to tune in and check out my silly podcast, my podcast that is done on my iPhone. I am just walking around, talking into my phone like an idiot. But that is the nature of my show. I am one day maybe going to transfer to doing this on my laptop, and then you can also see me, which is you're not gonna want that. Trust me, it's much better that you don't. I mean, granted, obviously, I do videos that you can see my face, but I don't put on makeup and I don't really take great care of my skin because I don't drink enough water and I don't put on enough lotion. So I get comments that I look like the Crypt Keeper, and I do because I am not. I'm taking care of myself physically. Like, I get a lot of exercise. I don't eat terrible, and all of that. I I shower, brush my teeth, all of that stuff. But I just don't spend, unfortunately, enough time with hydrating and putting on lotions. And I'm out in the sun with no sunscreen. So yeah, I end up looking like the Crypt Keeper. So honestly, it's better that you don't see these videos. However, at some point, I think that those, attract more attention. I don't know. But I appreciate every single person that has been listening to me since day one, and everybody that this is their first time listening to my podcast. I welcome everyone. And contrary to what some might say, I do welcome everybody, meaning I welcome people from all political parties, sexual orientations, every religious background. And sorry, I've got some golden retrievers that are panting in the background, but both genders, whatever. It does not matter what you identify with. It doesn't matter what skin color you are, what religious background you are. I welcome everybody, and I say this all the time. What I don't like, I judge people by their character. I judge people by, their morals, their ethics, how they treat others, how they treat themselves. That's what I judge people on. And if you're an asshole, no matter what color you are or what political background you're from, Republican or otherwise, because just to get this out there, I identify as a Republican. I am a Republican, but that doesn't make me a bad guy. And I get tired of people thinking that because I'm a nice person, okay? I love helping people. I really do. I love it too much, probably. I love it to the detriment of my own health. I've been told that I say yes too much, and I don't like telling people no. Strangers, I can say no, but like family and friends or people that I care about at all, it's tough for me. So I'm a nice person, dang it. I genuinely would give someone the shirt off my back. I like to help people, but if you're an asshole, I'm going to call you out. And that doesn't matter if you're a female and a Republican and, someone that has all the exact same beliefs as I do. If I think you're being an ass, I'm going to call you out, whether, you're someone that I agree with normally or not. And people try to say that on my comments. Like, well, what if a Republican said? I would be like, well, that's wrong. Because to me, it doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. If you've committed a crime, you've committed a crime. Crimes aren't, racist. I mean, crime sees no race. It's just people that commit crimes. And there are people that commit crimes that are from all walks of life. All walks of life. Unfortunately, anybody could be capable of committing a crime. So, I judge people by how they treat others and just who they are. And we all have bad days. Sometimes people can be assholes because they've had a bad day and they've met their quota of stuff going on in their world and they've met their threshold. And we are humans. Humans have a threshold. And you could be, Gandhi, and I'm sure that maybe he doesn't have that point, but you can't just bottle up. I don't think everybody can be happy every moment of every second, 365 days a year. Now, the level of unhappiness or happiness, of course, varies. I'm not saying that people should skip around singing zippity doo dah out their butts. And I'm not saying that, that there aren't people out there that the majority of time are very positive people. And that's amazing. But I say this all the time. Feelings are there for a reason. We have all the feelings for a reason. It's like that movie, that I always forget the name of, that's so cute, that has all of the feelings and the emotions. I love it because they are important. Now, how long you live in sadness, or how long you live in anger or frustration or whatever, that's not so good if you live in those negative emotions for, a long period of time. That's when those emotions, we need to work on. Because if you're angry all the time, if you're negative all the time, if you're anxious all the time, nervous all the time, then of course that's when things become an issue. But otherwise, it's good to experience those feelings, even if they're negative ones sometimes. And so, on that note, I'm not even going to make this political, actually. I just wanted to comment real quick on the Karmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, the sentencing of Karmelo Anthony, and that he got 35 years, and that there are people out there that are genuinely upset that Karmelo Anthony was sentenced at all. Now, this kid has been allowed to be on home confinement, and so he didn't have to go to jail. Most people have to go to jail if you don't pay the bail. If you don't pay the bail, or if there is a bail, a lot of people don't even have a bail, but if there is a bail and you can't pay it, well, you go to jail. You don't get to be at home. Now, they racked up an absorbent amount of money from like GoFundMe and different fundraisers. People have donated an exceeding amount of money. Now, I don't know the actual numbers, so I don't want to say them. The last one I saw was like $750,000. That's the last one I saw, but I don't want to be quoted on that because I'm telling you that I've seen a lot of numbers. I've seen anywhere from $600,000 to $750,000 that they have had. So they could, and then his bail was reduced significantly. So now people are upset that this kid was held accountable for his consequences because they don't believe that he did anything but defend himself. Now, there are black students, so same skin color as Karmelo Anthony, that testified that Karmelo Anthony did not do this in self-defense. Black kids said that about Karmelo Anthony. Now, you don't bring a knife to a track meet. You don't bring a knife to school. You don't carry around a knife and then go around and provoke somebody and just start shit and have people be like, have him be like, I had no intention on using it. And when he's actually provoking, there were several witnesses. And I just want people to put the shoe on the other foot. All these people that are sitting here protesting against a kid being responsible. He admitted he did it. He himself said he did it. You can hear an airplane in the background. He himself, Karmelo Anthony, said that he did the stabbing. And so I want people to put the shoe on the other foot. If this were a white kid in this I'm talking literally the exact situation, but roles reversed. White kid did the stabbing to the black kid. All these people protesting right now and having the audacity to threaten the lives of Austin Metcalf's parents and twin brother. The disgusting audacity for human beings to not only be protesting and rioting and pissed off about the fact that this kid got sentenced because he actually took someone else's life and more than deserved it. He did it on purpose. It was premeditated because he had the knife with him. To me, that's premeditated. He should have got premeditated murder. That's probably why he got their 35 years, because it was premeditated. When you're bringing a weapon somewhere, well, I guess you could make the argument that if someone has a concealed carry permit, that you're making the argument that they intend to use it. Well, yeah, if they need to, in self-defense. Now, if that person has a concealed carry permit and they have their gun on them, or let's say they just, they carry their gun on them and they're keeping it for protection. They have no intention whatsoever on using that gun. It is strictly for self-defense, strictly for protection. So people could go, oh, well, that is what Karmelo did. Okay, but he also went and provoked the kid. He went and provoked Austin. And there were witnesses that even said that. And so my point is, if the situation were reversed and this were a white kid that were stabbing a black kid, and every single thing, all the things are equal and everything is the same, do you think that black people would be protesting? No. See, even the dog agrees. Did you hear that? Even she agrees. No, they wouldn't. They'd be like, justice. And then if it were Austin that did the stabbing and he got 35 years, you bet your ass that there are people out there that would be protesting that he should get more, that he should be sentenced to more than 35 years. They wouldn't be protesting that it was unfair. They wouldn't be protesting that it was self-defense. Hell to the no. We all know this. This isn't something I'm just making up. People are like, oh, people are going to be like, well, you don't know. That's just hearsay. That's just you making things up. I do know because I can go by the last 10 years. I do know because I can go by exactly what's been happening and all of the riots and all the protests and all of the social media videos that are put out there by black people. I'm not against black people. I absolutely am not racist against black people. I'm saying the black people that are currently right now protesting and ticked off that Karmelo Anthony was sentenced and got consequences for his murder. I'm speaking to the people that disagree that Karmelo Anthony should be in jail. I'm speaking to those people, white or black. I don't care what color you are. Whatever color you are, if you genuinely, and you're not doing it for clicks and likes and to be the cool kid, but if you genuinely in your heart agree that you feel that Karmelo Anthony should suffer no consequences, I want you to flip the roles and tell me then if you think the white kid deserves the consequences. I bet you'd go, oh, heck yeah. Burn him, burn him and his entire family. I've seen it. I've heard it. I have seen so many videos. Charlie Kirk, anyone? Have you heard of that man? Because look what happened there. People rejoiced and celebrated in his assassination. People are rejoicing and celebrating in Trump's attempted assassination and then asking and begging for people to, quote, do the job. And oh shucks, too bad it missed. Now I want you to, again, close your eyes and pretend that a Republican said that about AOC, about Kamala, about Biden, about Obama's kids, because people really, really attacked, oh my gosh, Barron. They attacked Barron when Trump first became president, and the kid was like, what, 12 or some crap like that? Could you imagine what would happen if anybody attacked Sasha and Malia? Oh my God, the world would end. So it's amazing how people think something's right until the shoe's on the other foot, and then watch everybody just eat their entire foot, just swallow their foot in their mouth and choke on it. But of course, they'll never admit it. We all know if the situation were reversed, exactly the same situation, but the white kid was the one that did the stabbing, there would be no protesting. There'd be celebrating. And that's messed up. Why do we not care about human lives anymore? All of these people claiming racism are being the actual definition of racist, and it boggles my mind that people can't see how blatantly obviously racist you're being. That is the definition of racism, when you only give a shit about your own race and not at all the lives. We are having so many now black people attacking white people and Muslims attacking white people. And no one cares. No one cares about white people anymore, because somehow hundreds of years ago, people that had nothing to do with us had slaves. Excuse me, but my family actually has documentation of working in the Underground Railroad. My family has never been racist or owned slaves. My grandparents did not own slaves, thank you. And I've never, ever done anything to deserve any of this, and neither has my family. But you're going to cry racism while you're actively going out on the streets now, and Muslims are going around beheading white people? Muslims are actively shouting out death to America, and illegal immigrants are going around just unaliving people willy-nilly, especially white people, mainly white people, almost all white people, and no one gives a shit because somehow 100 years ago you never ever suffered a damn thing, and now you think you deserve shit. What about all the white people that have been slaves? You did not, invent slavery. You're not the only people that have been oppressed. Ever hear of women? There are so many people that have been oppressed. Ever hear of, the Jewish people? What the hell is wrong with people? Honestly, I don't want my grandkids being part of a world. I don't want anything to happen to them at all, but knowing they're part of this disgusting mentality that's going on right now scares the crap out of me. I will not raise my kids to be ashamed of the fact that they're white. What people should be ashamed of is acting like your race is superior, is promoting and encouraging the death of someone else simply because you disagree with them or you don't like a hat they wear. Remember the elderly man that was brutally murdered because he was a patriot, because he was wearing hats and had patriotic stuff on his fence, and then a liberal went and unalived him because he didn't like it. I don't like looking at it. Close your fucking eyes then. Walk the other way then. How about that? Those are options. You don't need to unalive every single time you don't like something. And that's all that's been happening. Every single time a liberal doesn't like something, they unalive it. Why? Because they're souped up on hormones that they were given while they're already hormonal. Because teenagers are hormonal and their hormones need to, do their job before you start injecting them with a bunch of foreign crap. And now look what's happening. And look how many people are detransitioning and making videos about how absolutely mortified they are by the pain and suffering they're going through, and how they wish to God they never transitioned. Now you're going to go, well, there's other people out there that are happy about it. Good. That's few and far between. But I also love how the statistics are supposed to be, according to liberals, that only like 1% of the population is transgender. Interesting, because every other person I talk to seems to be transgender nowadays. And all of Hollywood has like all of their children. They'll have like 8 kids and 6 of them will suddenly be transgender. I mean, Megan Fox claims that all 3 of her sons are transgender. And now that she has a girl, I'm sure at 1 year old, she's also transgender now. So she's going to have 4 kids. And then Charlize Theron and Jennifer Lopez and Jamie Curtis and all of these people, Jennifer Garner, everybody has trans kids now. It's like the new hot item. And how gross is that? You're using your kids as like an accessory and for followers to feed your narcissistic crap, to live through them because your career is in the toilet, J-Lo, because no one likes you, J-Lo, because you don't really have a lot of gigs anymore, Madonna. Ew. Did you guys see that Madonna video? Oh, so gross. I don't care how old you are. If you want to rock your body, rock your body. That's not my problem. My problem with Madonna is not the fact that she wants to show off her body. Whatever. Far be it from me to say at what age you're not allowed, but it's the way she does it and the fact that she thinks that she moves around slower than I have a cat, you guys, that's 23 years old. My 23-year-old cat could absolutely run circles around Madonna. Madonna always, every time I see her now, have you noticed she has to be holding on to someone or something? Watch her. She has to be holding on to someone or something because she's either drunk, high, old, crazy, who knows. But she can't stand up. She can't stand on her own. And when she moves like she is incredibly drunk and has no idea where she is or what she's doing. And then she made a video for Gay Pride where she's like crawling around on her bathroom floor, which, ew, with a cigarette out of her mouth. And she looks like she is drunk. She's incoherent, as I say it incoherently. But I'm exhausted, okay? I have an excuse. She is barely forming sentences. And she thinks she's sexy. Stop. I'm not saying you can't be sexy at 60-something. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying Madonna can't. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying she needs to hang up her cones, okay? Ew. Ugh. I'm just done with the hypocrisy. It's so exhausting. I just want to live my life, hang out with my sons and my grandkids and just my animals, do my podcast, smell the flowers, go on some hikes, live my life. I don't know when it's going to end, and I certainly don't want to spend it being scared all the time. I don't know how the people in the UK and France and Ireland, I don't know how they're doing this. They intentionally allowed Muslims into, and Haitians and these wild people from third world countries into their country. They welcomed them. They wanted it. They said, America, you're a horrible, racist, bigot pieces of crap if you don't allow these people that want your country and its citizens to die. I mean, they tell us blatantly to our faces, shout it in the streets, death to America, death to America. And yet all these countries are like, what a bunch of racist pieces of shit in America because they won't allow these people that are terrorists who have already terrorized their country once before. And they're all pissed that we won't let them back in. And then look what happened to their countries when they allowed them in. France. Hello, France. I know you guys listen to my podcast. What is going on in your country right now? Is it better than America? No. That's the answer. UK, the whole of UK. Are the things going on in your country better than America right now? No. So F off about talking smack about my country. Shut the fuck up, honestly, because your countries, you don't get to say that when your countries are absolute garbage right now. They're unsafe, very, very, very unsafe, and you've lost control. It's been taken over. It's been conquered. And you wanted America to feel bad. You berated us because we didn't want them in our country. And now you're probably going to ask for our help because that's what happens. Other countries make poor decisions, and then they're like, hey, America, come bail us out after they've talked smack, after they have gone on and on and on about how terrible we are, after they do nothing but show propaganda that is nothing but showing how America sucks. It's like misinformation and propaganda that the UK and France shows to the citizens so that they think that America is horrible. And then people actually visit America. And they end up doing reaction videos and falling in love with America and wish to God they could live here. Look how many people want to live in America. Do you think they want to live in America because it's like Iran? Do you think people want to live in America because it is like Palestine? Because it's like France right now? Because it's like the UK? Because it's like Canada? Because it's like Australia? No. They want to come here because they don't want, and they see what's going on in these countries that have allowed the Muslims to take over. And now they don't want any part of it, and they desperately wish they could get out. And now they know that they screwed up. And you did. You screwed up. You screwed up horribly. And I am sending so many thoughts. And there are a lot of people that didn't vote for that. And my hearts go out to the people that did not want that. The people in France and the people in the UK that did not want this, that tried and tried and tried to push back. Those people I feel sorry for. Let me make it clear. I do not at all have any sympathy for those of you that made your bed and spoke ill of everybody else and called everybody names and said horrendous things about people because they didn't want Muslims in their country. I'm not speaking to you. You guys made your bed. Now you're lying in it, and I don't feel sorry for you. It's called consequences. But those of you that did not vote for this and didn't want this, I feel incredibly sorry for you. My heart genuinely goes out to you. You didn't want this, you didn't do this, and now you're suffering consequences that you did not want, that you protested against, that you fought hard not to happen. But people bought into the propaganda. People bought into wanting to be cool. You got to be cool now. You got to have followers now. And you can't have followers unless you're hating on America. That's like the latest trend. Hating on America, hating on straight people, hating on white people. You know, the very people that helped end fucking slavery. You know, the people that got rid of slavery. You know, the people that are really incredibly diverse. We have people from all countries. And our flag is the original, the OG diversity flag, which I've made many podcasts about. It is the OG diversity flag. But no, people just like to talk about how terrible America is until you ask them, hey, I'll give you a one-way ticket to France. I'll give you a one-way ticket to England. I'll give you a one-way ticket to Ireland, or I'll give you a one-way ticket to America. Yeah, we all know where this is going. Raise your hand if you picked Ireland. Raise your hand if you picked France. Raise your hand if you picked England. Now raise your hand if you pick America. I'm not hating on those other countries. I would love, love, love to go to Ireland. It looks beautiful. I'm sure the people are fucking amazing. I am not picking on these countries. I am picking on the people that live, the citizens in those countries that want and fight for Muslim people and fight for hate against America and fight for your rights to be taken, not having, fight for censorship. The people that are fighting for censorship, the people that are fighting for illegal immigrants coming in, I'm speaking to you. I'm not speaking to the people that didn't want this. I'm not speaking to the entire country of England or Ireland or France. Again, I'm speaking to those that make bad choices constantly and then somehow don't want to suffer any consequences for it and want everybody else that used their brain and used their knowledge, you want those guys to suffer. It's just like the people that don't work at all want the people that do work to pay all of the consequences and pay all of the taxes. Why they sit around and do nothing and act like they deserve it. Why do you deserve it? Because you're born? Because you came out of a vagina? Congratulations, so did the rest of us. Or maybe we were C-section, but you know what I mean. Congratulations. You did what every single other person that exists on the planet did. Unless you were somehow made up in a science lab. I don't know why people think they're so fucking special. There's billions of us. Isn't that kind of the definition of not being special? I hate to burst your bubble. You're not special. You're a human. There are billions of us. Billions with a B. That means you're not rare at all. Now, what you can call yourself is, are you a good person? Are you athletic? Are you hardworking? Are you kind? Are you trustworthy? Are you respectful? There are so many things that make people who they are. And being born, I don't think is anything special. What makes you special in my eyes, to me, is how you treat others, who you are as a human. But even then, it doesn't mean you're special. I don't feel like that's a special thing. I think that's like, oh, good for you. You're a good human being. Congratulations. Actually, it is a big deal because there doesn't seem to be a lot of good humans around anymore. And I don't want to think that way. I want to think that, I did a podcast back when I was dog sitting in Beaverton, and I was saying that everybody that I came across was pleasant and kind and happy and positive, and that I didn't want to believe the internet because the internet will show you whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for negativity, man, it will flood you with negativity. If you're looking for positivity, it'll flood you with positivity. So it's that, whatever you're looking for will be, if you're looking for a yellow taxi, you're going to see yellow taxis. So I started actually opening my eyes and looking around, and the humans that I run across are usually pretty good. They're usually pretty darn kind. But I also see a lot of people that are pretty darn terrible these days, and man, it's terrible, like next level. Like, we're not just talking a little bit, we're talking full-blown crazy. Like, we're just going around unaliving everybody, just like it's nothing. Human lives apparently mean nothing to people because we've gotten so used to the internet that I don't think we attach a human to it. We've gotten so desensitized where we never have to talk face-to-face with people. And when we do, apparently we have no social skills and can't handle it. We can't handle normal, everyday confrontation. We're like, I'm scared. Stab, stab, stab. Oh, I'm scared. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, I'm scared. Punch. Like, that is our go-to thing now, is that when we don't understand something or when we don't like something, we're just going to annihilate it. We're going to burn it, punch it, stab it, shoot it. Because we have no social skills anymore. Because everyone sits behind a computer and doesn't put feelings or emotions or DNA and blood and tissue onto a human anymore. It's just wires and robot. So people have no problem taking lives. It's like they don't even think they're taking a life. And then when there aren't any consequences, well, why not keep doing it? When certain groups of people can get away with whatever they want, I see why they do it, because they're like, well, why would I stop? This is great. I get to not work and I get to be fed, so why would I work? I get to commit crimes and not go to jail or have consequences, so why would I stop doing that? It's so bizarre. I want people to start putting things, their shoe on the other foot and switching roles and see how you would feel if the roles were reversed. Again, let's pretend that AOC was up talking and someone just shot her point blank and then made videos rejoicing in it and then dressed up as her corpse and then made fun of her partner, if she had one. She doesn't, but if she ever gets one, sent her partner death threats, constant death threats as she's grieving for the loss of her loved one, and people are sending death threats, and people are rejoicing, and people are dressing up as her corpse, and threatening her family. Let's pretend Republicans did that to AOC or Obama or whatever. Insert Democrat there. You all know that would not go over well. You don't get to go, oh, but no, there's no but. It is never, ever, it's not okay for one and not the other. It's not okay for one and not the other. It is not okay for one and not the other. There is no but. And oh, insert excuse here. Why is there an excuse? Because someone's white? I just can't. Pride is not a bad thing. Pride is a good thing. We used to teach kids that all the time, to be proud of themselves. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your heritage. That doesn't mean you think your heritage is better than someone else. Because you're proud of your heritage, there is Black History Month. There's Native American Month. That means they're proud of their background. Why can't white people be proud? Why? You can't tell me not to be proud of myself. Guess what? I'm proud of myself. I'm pretty fucking proud of who I am. I'm amazing. Thanks. Do I have my flaws? Oh, hell yeah. Am I perfect? No. Have I ever claimed to be perfect? No. I don't think anybody is. But am I proud of who I am? Yeah, I really am. because I'm a very hardworking, caring, trustworthy, respectful person. So you can't tell me not to be proud of myself because you don't get that right. I mean, who has the audacity to go around telling someone you don't get to be proud? You can disagree with someone all they want. You can think that someone is wrong and disagree with their opinion. But pride is a good thing. Pride, you should have pride in yourself. I mean, if you're not a serial killer or something, but it's okay to be proud. Why are we teaching pride as a bad thing? But yet, it's not a bad thing if you're black or gay, apparently. It's only bad if you're white. Listen to the massive damage you're doing to our children. All our children are hearing is, you're white, don't be proud. You're white, be ashamed. You're white, you're guilty. You're white, you're bad. You're white, you owe. You owe everyone else. Do you know what that is going to do to our kids? Do you understand the psychology behind what you are doing to our children? Don't anybody ever fucking come near my kids, my grandkids with that bullshit. I will take you the fuck out. And that is so not a threat. I will fucking knock your ass to the ground if you come up to my child and tell them they shouldn't be proud of themselves and treat them as if they should be ashamed. How fucking dare people do that to kids? How dare you? Would you like it if I walked up to your child and went, hey, little Native American, did you know that your people used to scalp others? Yeah, be real ashamed of that. No, that's just part of history that some Native American cultures, some Native American tribes, I don't know which ones to be honest, so I do know that some Native American tribes would scalp. Part of their history. Does that mean that Native Americans are bad people? No. I respect the crap out of Native Americans. I'm not saying that as an attack on Native Americans. I'm saying we all have our skeletons. We all have our imperfections. There's not a single race out there that doesn't have skeletons in their closet. So why are white people somehow the only ones that are being crucified for it? All of a sudden. Is it to somehow right a wrong? Because whatever happened to two wrongs don't make a right. How does that right the wrong? So then we're going to go, okay, now we need to right our wrong. And then you're going to go, no, now we need to right our wrong. And then pretty soon all we're doing is fighting over, no, you did this to me, so I'm doing it to you. And then retaliate. And then we're getting nowhere. Then we're just fighting all the time. That's not a world to live in. A world to live in is having my podcast on where I'm happy and I'm peaceful and I'm calm and you're doing some yard work, listening to my podcast. You're going to a job that you like, listening to my podcast. Because I don't want to be grumpy in podcasts. I like positive Courtney. I don't like grumpy, irritated, frustrated, scared Courtney. That's no fun. Why can't we just look at a life as a life? Why do we have to add gay, straight, and color and religion and everything? Again, it's part of what makes you you. It should not be your entire identity. Your sexual orientation, if that's the only thing you have to bring to the table, that's the only thing you have to offer, then you need to do some maybe growth. Maybe you need to do some looking inward and do some introspect, because people should be more than their religion, more than their sexual orientation, more than their political point of view. All of those things together make you who you are, not just one of them, in my opinion. So I'm going to try to do what I've been working on, and that is I'm going to try to be looking at the good today. It's a beautiful day in my neck of the woods. I am at a house with an amazing view with two awesome dogs. And I am looking out at that amazing view while the sun is shining and birds are chirping and there are literally soaring falcons. I'm looking at a falcon just soaring, looking for its food. And I'm going to choose to believe that, like Luke Bryant says, I believe most people are good. I'm going to try to keep that thought in my head. I know that a lot of people have been listening to my podcast, and I get fired up and I get upset. But I'm sorry that, no, I'm not going to say I'm sorry. I am doing what I said I was going to do, and that is basically journaling my thoughts. And sometimes my thoughts are kind of not great. Sometimes my thoughts are not the nicest, but you're going to hear them because I'm going to be honest about it. So I appreciate the people that can handle and stomach my podcast because it's not for everybody. Sometimes I'm lighthearted and I joke and it's happy and it's positive. Sometimes I'm cranky. Sometimes I'm in between. You never know. That's why it's great to listen to my podcast because you don't know what it's going to be. You know, there's a little something for everybody. You know how sometimes if you're in a bad mood, you want to listen to like aggro music? You know, you want to listen to like pissed off music instead of music to make you happy? Sometimes my podcasts, you want to listen to a cranky one? I've got that. Other times, if you want a little happier and positive, I've got that. I gotcha. But to everybody that's been listening, I honestly appreciate you so very much. I've got my YouTube and my TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. If you want to check those out and like and subscribe, that would be super awesome. Not telling you what to do, but I would appreciate it. Spread the word. Oh my gosh, that falcon's coming close. Wow. Cool. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.